been hearing coaches say something lately that I haven't heard as much in past years, and that's that they're saying, I want more spaciousness in my schedule. That word keeps coming back, spacious, spacious. And I understand. I mean, nobody ever started a coaching business and said, hey, you know what? I think I want to work all the time, worry constantly, and basically create the chaos from my former career. And yet it happens. I mean, when you work for yourself, there's a lot of very sneaky ways to overwork. You can just simply love what you're doing, and so you're just diving headfirst, thinking I'm going to do more. Or you can be driven by the fear of worry of like, how do I get more clients? Maybe I'll just do more. And of course, add to the equation that this is a huge discipline shift from kind of a boss guiding, telling you what to do to you being the boss. So when you're looking for this spaciousness in your schedule, the question is, where do you start? And so I have two pieces. For me, there's two big pieces. So the first is build your ideal schedule and then create an attitude of ownership. So, an ideal schedule, it's fairly simple. You just like grab a blank calendar and imagine a world where you can do anything you want with your time. You put in your personal constraints, your life constraints, gym time, family time, anything that you already have on the calendar for your business. You just whatever matters to you, you put it into your calendar. Nobody else gets a vote. And then you work, your business around it. Put that into your calendar and see how close you can get to your ideal schedule. So that's step one. Now, I'm going to keep it super simple here because I know when watching these videos, I have the attention of a goldfish. But if you do want to dive in, I am doing an ideal schedule workshop if you want to dive deeper. So the first thing is ideal schedule. And then the second thing is build a kind of an attitude of ownership, because the reality is we're not always going to get to do what we want when we want it. So the attitude that really helps, I like to think about three things. I like to think about sacrifice, compromise, and trade-offs. Okay, so when the calendar gets messy, and there's kind of like three attitudes you can go to. So the first one is sacrifice. Now, the problem with sacrifice is it can kind of lean towards martyr energy. You're feeling like you're giving up what matters to you, and somewhere inside you, maybe you're waiting for someone to notice or appreciate everything you're doing at your own expense. All right, so that doesn't really help with feeling spacious. The second is compromise, and this can feel like victim energy. It can feel like your choices are just like overridden by everyone else's needs and demands, and that's where resentment can start to build. So that's why I like to like lean into this attitude of trade-offs. This is the ownership attitude. This is where clarity and agency live. You acknowledge your responsibilities, your constraints without handing over your power and ending up in victim or martyr mode. You intentionally choose where your time goes, not because someone is rewarding you or recognizing you, but because you've decided it's what matters most right now. No guilt, no martyrdom, just ownership, kind of a feeling of self-respect and ease. So those are the two things. Ideal schedule, create that attitude and hold that attitude of ownership. And in the meantime, keep an eye out for my ideal client, or I keep saying ideal client. Everything about the business I help people build is about ideal. So ideal schedule, ideal client, talk about it a lot. But for the purposes of today, keep an eye out for my ideal schedule workshop. In the meantime, play with these ideas, comment with what stood out for you, and as always, let me know how it goes.